Hello and welcome to HTRAS. In the previous lecture, we have seen about how to acquire citizenship of India, and in this lecture, we'll be looking at the ways to lose citizenship. So, there are three ways to lose citizenship of India. The first way through which we can lose is by renunciation. So, voluntarily, if you renounce, if you say that I don't want Indian citizenship, then it is called renunciation. If a person is giving up their Indian citizenship, their minor child also loses Indian citizenship, and this minor child can get their citizenship after they attain 18 years through registration. So if a person is renouncing their citizenship, the minor child also will lose their citizenship, and after they get 18 years, they can get Indian citizenship through registration. Right? This is the first method to lose citizenship. And the second method to lose citizenship is by termination. By termination. So without intimating to India, without intimating that you will be acquiring any other country's citizenship, and if you are acquiring any other country citizenship, automatically your Indian citizenship gets lost. That is called, by the law, you will be terminated to become Indian citizen. Right? So if you are, it takes place by the operation of law. So if you are acquiring the citizenship of any other country without intimating or without renouncing your Indian citizenship, then you will lose your Indian citizenship. Then third way is by deprivation. So if you are staying outside India for 7 years, So if you are staying outside India for 7 years continuously, and if you are not visiting or if you are not living in India, if you are not entered India for 7 years continuously, your citizenship will be lost. And this is not applicable for students, and also for intelligence agents like raw agents. It is not applicable, right? So you should be coming India now and then, and you should not be continuously out of India for 7 years. If you are continuously out of India for 7 years, then you will lose your citizenship, right? Then second one is if you are disloyal to the constitution. So this is a vague term, but if you are disloyal to the constitution, it is not defined what type of disloyalty and all. The courts will be deciding, or Ministry of Home Affairs is the nodal agency. If you are disloyal, then you will be losing your citizenship. Then if you are applied to the citizenship, if you have done fraud or if you have used false documents to acquire citizenship, then you can lose your citizenship, right? So it all depends upon on the basis of law which is made by central government. So any other law which can be made by central government can deprive you of Indian citizenship. So there are three ways: by renunciation, by termination, by deprivation. You can lose your citizenship, right? So long story short, we have seen the ways to acquire and we have seen ways to lose Indian citizenship. Now we have something called person of Indian origin. We were having person of Indian origin, and also we were having overseas citizen of India. First we'll look into person of Indian origin. Who is person of Indian origin? So this was a scheme under Ministry of Home Affairs So when who is eligible? So sorry, who is eligible? So if you are a person, if you were having Indian passport in the past, at any time in the past, if you were having the Indian passport, or else the person or their either of the parents or grandparents were born in India and was permanently residents of India. Permanent residents of India. So the person might be having the Indian passport, or either of his parents or grandparents might be having Indian passport, or else the person or either of his parents or grandparents were born in India, were residents of India, right? So if this criteria is there, they can enroll into the scheme of person of Indian origin. But there is a catch. If you are belonging to Afghanistan, if you are belonging to Pakistan, if you are belonging to Nepal, if you are belonging to Bhutan, if you are belong to China, if you belong to Bangladesh, if you belong to Sri Lanka, I mean the neighbors except Myanmar, if you belong to all other countries, then you are ineligible to enroll into this scheme. If you are not eligible to enroll into this scheme, right, then what are the favors, or what are the things you can get if you enroll into this scheme of person of Indian origin? The first thing is you can visit India without visa for 15 years. And if your visit is less than 6 months, you don't need to intimate it or tell it to FRRO that you are staying in India. So if your visit is less than 6 months, you no need to report to FRRO. If it is like more than 6 months, then you should report. But you can come to India for 15 years without any passport. So that will be the favor. So long story short, so the thing is, if a person was having Indian passport before, they can become Indian citizen. Not Indian citizen, sorry. They can enroll into the scheme of person of Indian origin. And if they become a person of Indian origin, they'll be having some favors. They can visit India without visa for 15 years. And also one more favor is, if their visit is less than 6 months, they no need to report for FRRO. That will be the favor. The person can be Indian, or else their parents or grandparents or either of his parents should be Indian, should have resided in India permanently. Then only they can enroll into the scheme, and this scheme is under Ministry of Home Affairs. Alright. Then overseas citizen of India. This is a scheme which was under Ministry of External Affairs. It was in Citizenship Amendment Bill 1955, and it came into operational since 2008, right? So this is under MHA, Ministry of Home Affairs. This is under Ministry of External Affairs. Alright. So who is eligible? A person who is eligible to become citizen of India. A person who is eligible to become citizen of India as of 26th January 19 1950. As of 26 January 1950, a person is eligible to become citizen of India, then he can apply, or else. So a person who was a citizen of India, or else a person at any time after 26 January 1950 was having a chance to become citizen of India, they can apply for this card. And here Pakistan and Bangladesh citizens are not eligible. So previously, except Myanmar, all other neighboring countries were not eligible. Now Pakistan and Bangladesh are not eligible. So here the person, his parents or grandparents must have resided in India or were citizens of India, he can become. So here we can see that there is a overlap, right? So the favors which they will be getting this, they can visit India visa free for life. So if a person is Indian citizen on or after 26 January 1950, if not a person, either of his parents or grandparents are citizens of India on or after 26 January 1950, and now they have moved to foreign and they have got Indian citizenship, now they can apply to this OCI scheme, which is under Ministry of External Affairs. This is overlapping with person of Indian origin, and the favor which they will be getting is they can visit India for life without any visa, and they no need to report to FRRO. So previously for person of Indian origin, they should report to FRRO if they are staying more than 6 months. So these both schemes are overlapping, right? So government came with one more scheme. I mean, they have merged this scheme and they have come up with a scheme called OCI cardholder scheme, the Overseas Citizen of India cardholder scheme, right? So this is nothing but PIO plus OCI in 2015. And we have to remember that if you have this card also, you are not an Indian citizen. So if you are PIO or OCI, you can get OCI cardholder scheme, and these both schemes are merged, and you can get visa free for life, and you no need to report to FRRO, and you are not an Indian citizen, and you cannot buy agriculture land in India. You cannot buy agriculture land in India, but you can buy properties in India, and you won't be having a right to vote. It is just a scheme for foreigners. Why government should give these schemes to foreigners, or why government should give this OCI card or PIO this to the foreigners? We call them as diaspora. The thing is, we have two types of powers. One is hard power, another one is soft power. To get the things done using hard power is easy, but everything will get distracted. But if you use soft power, we can build relations, and it can be for longer time. So that's why the persons who belong to the Indian origin, for example, their grandparents or their parents were Indian citizens, and if they have got settled in foreign like US, if India needs a deal with US, and if these persons are in a good position to influence government, this person can influence US government to do favor to India, right? So in this scenario, they are doing favor to total India. For this condition, or for this, we have to be grateful to them. So in that scenario, our government have introduced some schemes called PIO scheme, then OCI scheme. Then merging both the scheme, You can call it as Overseas Citizen of India Cardholder Scheme, right? So I hope everything is clear. Then you might have got that doubt that, sir, okay, but who is NRI? Non-resident Indian citizen. So they belong to India and they are citizens of India, but they are not living in India. They are called NRIs, and this NRI definition is not provided in Constitution, Citizenship Amendment Bill or Constitution. It is provided in IT Act, Income Tax Act. So NRIs are Indians, so they will be having both civil rights and political rights. They can contest in elections, they can vote, they can buy property, they can buy agriculture property, they can apply for government jobs, right? So all these things they can do. So who is an NRI? So if an Indian not staying in India for 182 days in a financial year, if an Indian is not staying in India for 182 days in a financial year, then we can call them NRI. It is mentioned in IT Act, but it was changed recently. So it was changed to 210 days. If you are not staying in India for 210 days, and if your taxable income is above 15 lakhs, if you have income above 15 lakhs and if you are not staying in 210 days in India, then you are not Indian, right? You are not NRI. So if you are staying in India for 210 days in a financial year, and if your income is more than 15 lakhs, then you will become NRI, right? So this is all about NRI story. Next thing we should discuss is domicile versus residence. Domicile versus residence. The word domicile is not, or residence is not defined in the Indian Constitution. So domicile, what we can say is residence plus intention to stay for longer time. Intention to stay for indefinite period. So if I think I was born in Hindupur, so a place named Hindupur, but my intention is to stay in a place in my village for a longer time. So this village becomes my domicile, right? So domicile is of two types. Domicile is of two types. One is domicile of origin and another one is domicile of choice. Domicile origin by birth. So if by birth, if I am staying here, then it is called domicile of origin. By choice, so if my state of mind states that this place is good for me, so I should make this place as fixed or permanent home, then it is called domicile of choice. Now, for example, tomorrow if I am going to Jammu and Kashmir or Ladakh, and if I am thinking that I should make this place as permanent home, and if I am staying there for permanently, then it can become domicile of my choice, right? There is one Supreme Court case, Pradeep Jain versus Union of India. So in that Supreme Court has told that domicile do not mean dual citizenship, and this domicile can be used for the purpose of admission into education institutions, admission into medical or technical, nothing but MBBS colleges or engineering colleges in the state. So domicile doesn't mean that it is a dual citizenship. It is not that I am a citizen of Andhra Pradesh and citizen of India. No, totally I am citizen of India. There is nothing like citizen of Andhra Pradesh. There is a domicile of Andhra Pradesh. I am a domicile of Andhra Pradesh, and being in Andhra Pradesh and studied in Andhra Pradesh, I can get some concession in, like when I am getting into admission into medical and technical institutions, right? So then one more thing I have left out, sorry for that. So OCI card holder, can they become Indian citizen? So OCI card holder scheme, which is there, so they can become Indian citizens if they come to India, stay here for 5 years, then before 1 year apply for you should stay continuously and apply for Indian citizenship through registration. You can become Indian citizen. So OCI card holder also can become Indian citizen if they are staying in India for 5 years and apply for Indian citizenship. So before applying date of application, 1 year continuously they should have stayed in India for 5 years, right? So this is the thing. So till now what we have seen, so we have seen ways to lose Indian citizenship. There are 3 ways to lose, right? Then renunciation, termination, deprivation. Then we have seen PIO, person of Indian origin. We have seen OCI, overseas citizen of India. Then there is a measure which is called overseas citizen of India card holder. This card holder also can become Indian citizen if they are staying in India for 5 years, and 1 year before the application they should have stayed in India continuously. And we have seen what is that domicile, what is domicile and what is residence. Domicile doesn't mean that dual citizenship. You should not say that I am citizen of Andhra Pradesh. You should say that you are citizen of India. Your domicile is Andhra Pradesh or the village which we are staying or town which you are staying, but it's not that you are citizen or particular citizen to that state, right? So till that we have seen. So in the next lecture we'll be looking at Citizenship Amendment Bill or Act, which was controversial, and we'll look into the arguments favor, arguments against, right, which are helpful for your answer writing in mains examination. So thanks for watching. Do like, share and subscribe.